So have you ever stopped to think about what the true value of $5 actually is? I mean, really think about it. Is it just a quick cup of coffee on your way to work? Maybe a fast food burger? Or is there any way it could be the exact price of a literal life-altering payout? Welcome, everyone. Today, we've got a fascinating explainer that breaks down the seemingly tiny, completely insignificant midnight exchange that ended up totally transforming a young man's future. It's just a brilliant look at how human interaction and, well, hidden tests actually operate in the real world.
All right, let's dive right into this. We're looking at a concept titled the silent currency of character. As we go through this explainer, we're going to trace a chronological parable derived directly from our source material to uncover exactly how one random passing moment turned into a massive, and I mean massive, unexpected return on investment. Section 1. The Midnight Shift. Setting the scene. Okay, to really grasp the gravity of this exchange, we first have to put ourselves in the environment. Picture our protagonist, Jake. He's working the night shift at this small gas station just outside of Chicago. It's just after midnight. Now, this isn't the bustling morning rush hour, right? It's that very specific dead-of-night hour where time just seems to stand completely still. The whole world kind of shrinks down to the four walls of whatever brightly lit room you happen to be standing in. You look outside the glass doors, and there is absolutely nothing but empty streets. The complete isolation here is crucial to the story. Think about it. There's no crowd around to impress. There's no manager breathing down Jake's neck. It's just an entirely mundane, isolated moment where all those normal social pressures of the daytime world completely fade away. Inside, it's just a remarkably quiet gas station. You've got the low hum of the refrigerators, the slow ticking of the clock. But then that absolute silence is suddenly broken. The chime of the front door rings out. Jake is no longer alone.
An elderly man walks in. He looks pretty rugged, wearing this old denim jacket and worn-out boots. He shuffles through the aisles and picks out just two meager items, a bottle of water and a small sandwich. But as he steps up to the counter to pay, you can see this quiet panic set in. He starts patting down every single pocket. Actually, his hands literally begin to shake as the reality of his situation hits him.
Defeated, the old man looks up at Jake and whispers, "I'm sorry. I guess I don't have enough." It is such a heavy, tense, and just deeply embarrassing reality for this guy. Standing there at a counter in the middle of the night, unable to afford something as simple as a sandwich and some water. You could practically cut the tension in that room with a knife.
Section 2. A simple act. The interaction.
So, Jake is now faced with a choice. He could so easily just take the items, tell the man to leave, and go right back to watching the clock, right? But instead, he makes this split-second decision. He doesn't even think about it. Jake just gives him a warm smile and says, "It's okay, I'll cover it." In just 5 words, Jake instantly and completely changes the whole dynamic. He totally removes the elderly man's embarrassment and replaces it with a simple, quiet dignity. Now, the old man looked incredibly surprised. He thanked Jake, grabbed his food, but before Jake could brush it off, the man quietly placed a $5 bill right on the counter. Jake immediately tried to hand the cash back, knowing, he had just offered to cover the cost out of his own pocket anyway. But the bill came with a very specific instruction. The man smiled back at Jake and said, "Keep it, and pass it on when someone needs it more than I do." And with that final kind of mysterious instruction just lingering in the air, the elderly man turned around and simply disappeared into the dark Chicago night. Section 3. The Unexpected Reward. The Reveal. For Jake, life just went on. He continued working his shifts, kept his head down, and honestly, he almost completely forgot about that specific gas station encounter. Months passed by, and that midnight exchange just faded into the background noise of his life. Until, out of nowhere, one random afternoon, Jake receives a highly unexpected email. And to his absolute shock, it states he has been selected for a full college scholarship. Naturally, Jake is entirely confused. He hadn't even applied for the specific program. He immediately calls up the organization, thinking there's got to be some kind of administrative mistake. But the director on the other end of the phone just smiles and delivers this absolutely stunning news. A donor personally recommended you. The director goes on to explain that the donor met someone with great character at a gas station one night. I mean, Jake's heart must have skipped a beat. The old man in the worn-out boots? Yeah, he wasn't broke. He was actually a wealthy donor running a hidden test. He funds scholarships every single year, but he totally bypasses traditional applications. Instead, he only chooses students who show kindness when no one else is watching.
Section 4. The Silent Currency. The Moral Breakdown.
Following that unbelievable phone call, Jake's life was forever changed. His entire education was paid for. Now, Jake never saw the man again, but he kept that exact $5 bill tucked inside his wallet for the rest of his life as a daily reminder. It taught him, and us, a really crucial lesson about character. Character isn't what you do when you're up on a stage or sitting in a job interview or trying to impress an audience. Character is revealed in the moments when absolutely no one expects anything from you. When the streets are empty and the gas station is dead quiet. And as this source material beautifully proves, kindness naturally has a funny way of coming back to you when you least expect it.
Because at the end of the day, you never really know who's watching. Think about the stark contrast here for a second. The completely insignificant financial value of $5 versus its massive, life-changing metaphorical payout. The true value of that $5 bill wasn't its purchasing power. Its value was the hidden test it represented and the future it unlocked for someone willing to part with it selflessly.
So we want to leave you with one final thought to ponder today. What door will your kindness open? When you eventually find yourself in your own version of a quiet midnight shift, remember Jake's story. Remember that the absolute smallest, most mundane act of kindness just might open the biggest door of your entire life. Keep your eyes open, keep your character strong, and we will see you in the next explainer.